Alright, I'm back to doing Math 161 practice test in this video. So go into the practice test. Password is practice02. And I did number 20 to 25 yesterday, so I'm going to come back and do maybe 5 more today. And this is the first one. So going to number 26. Write the domain in interval notation. So we have ABC, and we're going to write the function's domain of all ABC here. So let me write down the first function. So A is a square root function. Well, remember radicand has to be greater than or equal to 0, right? So x plus 9 has to be greater than or equal to 0, which means if I now subtract 9 from both sides, the domain is x has to be greater than or equal to negative 9. Now they want the interval notation, so let me go ahead and graph it. Filled in circle because it has greater than or equal to, because of this equal to sign. And because it's greater than or equal to, we're going to go to the right side, to go to the big side. If I do that, I can see I will be going to positive infinity. So the domain will be square bracket, negative 9, positive infinity. So that will be the domain for the first one. Let me write that down. Square bracket, you know why? Because it was greater than or equal to, not just greater than. So I need my square bracket there. All right, next one, part 2. Find the domain of function b this time. B of x is square root of 9 minus x. Same rule applies, that radicand has to be greater than or equal to 0. So this time we say 9 minus x is greater than or equal to 0. And let me just move this x to the other side, okay? If I move the x to the other side, I will get 9 is greater than or equal to positive x. In other words, if 9 is bigger than x, x is smaller than 9. That's what I got. So, number line with the 9 as a closed circle, but 9 is bigger than x, so x is smaller than 9, so we go to the left side. If I go to the left, we have negative infinity. So I'll have negative infinity first. I'll put the 9 with the square bracket after it. So let's type that in. Negative infinity and 9 with the square bracket after it. The very last one, part C, we have a c of x, who is 1 over square root of x plus 9. Guys, you know we usually say how radicand is greater than or equal to 0, but it can't be equal to 0 this time. Let me write that down. It can't be 0 this time because square root of x plus 9 is in the denominator. And we all know that denominator cannot be equal to 0. Bottom of the fraction can't be 0, period. So instead of saying x plus 9 is greater than or equal to 0, I'm going to say x plus 9 can only be greater than 0 this time. It can't be equal to 0, because if we have a 0, that's going to make the bottom of the fraction 0, and we can't have that. So let's go ahead and solve this. Subtract 9 from both sides. You get x is greater than negative 9. So if I graph this, I'll have an open circle going to the right because this is greater. So my interval notation will be -9 to positive infinity. -9 to positive infinity. And remember, this is number 26. So if I submit this as and don't be submitting every problem on your test. You have to finish everything and submit it. But since this is a practice test, I just want to show you that we got it right. So if I go back into retake and type in that practice 02, we should see a check mark next to number 26. Let's see that. We do. So that's good. I'll come back and do number 27 very soon.